Welcome back to the Align Life podcast. I am your host, Malika. And in today's episode, we are going to be talking about balance. And the reason why I wanted to talk about balance is because I'm a part of many communities. And when I say that, I mean online and in real life. Um, the self development community, the spiritual community, the activism community in certain respects, just many communities. And this mainly is something I see with a lot of new age spirituality and self development and all of that. But there is this constant push to be one way over another way. And it doesn't promote balance. And I think sometimes when we get on these spiritual journeys and the self development and many journeys in life, because we're really trying to change our outlook or we're really trying to change what's happening to us, we tend to go to the extreme instead of trying to strike a balance. And so sometimes in that community, especially the new age, I will see be positive, be positive, be positive, be positive, be positive, instead of find a balance, find a balance, find a balance. And for example, let's just say that, you know, we're talking about raising our vibration. We're talking about raising our frequency. Let's say that you have some sad feelings. Well, depending on who you are receiving information from, they could be pushing to you, be positive, be positive, be positive. Push those negative thoughts away. Stop thinking about that. Don't feel that way. You got to change it. But the thing that I have learned and that I know true teachers and those who are actually truly on the journey and understand what the journey really is that you have to feel, is that you have to self-soothe, is that this is something to be cultivated over time, because oftentimes we are unlearning these patterns and we are then learning new ones, and it takes time. And when you feel like these teachers are telling you to do something, can become a pressure on you to then try to automatically change your behavior. I am so sorry about that motorcycle in the background. To automatically change your behavior when you haven't built up that skill set to be able to, number one, have healthy coping mechanisms and that muscle memory, as I like to say. You haven't built that up yet. You have to learn that. And that's a skill that has to be cultivated over time. And so another example would be being too much in fantasy land or dream, or being too much in the fantastical idealism of thinking and being, and not cultivating practicality, or being overly practical and never giving yourself the opportunity to be fantastical and idealistic. And it goes hand in hand when you're so spiritual that you forget to have fun and come back down to earth. We can go on and on about this, but something that I feel that needs to be taught more is how to balance these energies, how to be practical and spiritual, how to have fun and, get the job done and do the things that need to be done, how to be responsible and relaxed, how to be intuitive and analytical, how to find that balance. And your balance is going to look different from my balance, and my balance is going to look different from your balance, but you have to find that balance. I feel as though balance is key. And what I'm seeing is extreme this and extreme that. And that is how we get out of alignment. And that is how we burn ourselves out. And that is how, our lives become stuck in these loops and of it just depends, but a loop or a pattern or a cycle. Um, and that is how, we end up nurturing one side and not nurturing the other side. So we've got to find balance. You've got to be able to oscillate between the twos of everything in life. And when I say everything in life, I mean everything in life. Everything in that you do in life needs a balance. And you are going to probably struggle sometimes to find it and cultivate it. But that's okay as long as the intention is to work towards a balance. I do that. Sometimes I will work, 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 and forget to play, 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 play. But what good is it doing me? It's to just work, work, work. I'm burning myself out. I'm losing my inspiration. I'm feeling drained. I'm feeling like I can't and don't want to do anything anymore. And it just doesn't allow for the natural flow to go. And it doesn't allow for me to give myself that break. It doesn't allow for me to listen to my body. It doesn't allow for me to hear my intuition or my higher self, or however you want to put it. So I want you to be more mindful of balance in every area of your life. I want you to also be more mindful of who you're listening to, what you're reading and taking in, especially those of you that are on the self-development or spiritual journey. And I I focus in on those because if you get on social media and the algorithm, it will throw in your face these posts and these tips and all of that. You've got to be even mindful of the things that are seemingly positive in your life. You've got to find a balance between that too, because too much of that, especially when we're going through things, can be toxic. Okay? It can be toxic for someone always telling you, don't feel this, don't do that, da 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 da, all of that. You know, I am a preacher of you've got to feel it to heal it. You've got to be able to be comfortable dealing with uncomfortability. So be mindful of that. Take a break from that too. Take a break to just be. Find that natural flow of balance for yourself. I promise you it's going to pay off. It's something that I'm working on, and it's something that I'm just noticing is that there's this underlying notion of balance that isn't being talked about enough, and it's balance in every aspect, in every topic, every area of your life. I don't want to repeat myself too much. That is the end of this short little podcast. I'm sure I'll be talking about balance even more, but that is all I have to say for today. If you enjoy this podcast, make sure you follow and subscribe to this podcast. You can find me on YouTube at the Align Life with Malika, as well as Instagram at the Align Life with Malika. Just don't use the word with, use a W and you'll find me. You can find me on my tarot exclusive channel, Intuitive Queen. And let's just connect and keep this topic going. If you have any advice on this topic, write in or leave a comment or a voice note. I be excited to hear what you have to say. And I will see you next time on the Align Life podcast. I'm your host, Malika. And as always, peace and love. And I will see you next time.